Namo Namaha Bhaktam Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. Welcome back to my channel Sanskrit Sopanam. I hope you are doing great. I'm also good. And continuing with the series Learning Sanskrit through Gita. Today we have the fourth shloka from the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. A fairly easy shloka to understand, fairly easy shloka to decode, understand the grammar and everything. So without wasting any more time, let's quickly dive in today's video. So here's the shloka that we are going to decode today. Let me go through the shloka once. Arjuna Uvacha Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhye द्रोणम च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हाव रिसूदन. So this is the shloka, and this here is of course the Sandhi Vichhed version of the shloka. So actually in this particular shloka there is only one Sandhi that is happening, that is here. We have these two individual words, Pujarhau, Arisudana, and due to Yanta Vanta Desha Sandhi they are combining as Pujarhavari Sudana. So this is the combined word. How the Sandhi works, the detail is in the PDF file as always, along with all the word by word breakdown of the shloka. So if I miss out anything in the video, you will definitely find it in the PDF file. Download that PDF file from the link in the description box. Okay, but for us now, let us start decoding the shloka. Okay, and to begin decoding the shloka, we are starting today with this pair of words, Katham Pratiyotsyami. So actually this here is our main kriya, the main dhatu roop, and we generally start with the kriya only, but I am starting with this also, katham also, because for the sake of context, when we'll understand this together, it will make more sense. So just for the sake of context, we are starting with this couple of words, katham pratiyotsyami. And katham, this here is a very common avyaya. We have seen this avyaya being used so many times before, right? When we have to ask how, that how. In that sense, we use this particular avyaya katham. And this is the main dhatu roop, pratiyotsyami. And this particular dhatu roop is coming from the dhatu yudh. Yudh dhatu, that means to fight, as in to battle, to fight in the war, to battle a war. In that sense, to fight or to battle. This is the main dhatu here. And this particular dhatu, yudh dhatu, in first person, that is Uttam Purush. Why? Because Arjuna is talking about himself. When the speaker himself is doing the action, so of course the Uttam Purush, first person. So Yudh Dhatu in first person, Ekvachan, because a single character, and future tense, that is Rit Lakar in Sanskrit. Like you have this, no, Pat Dhatu. So Pathati, the Vartaman Kala, Lat Lakar, Pathishyati, that he will study. So that is future, Rit Lakar. That same lakar is being used here. So Yudh Dhatu in first person singular future tense, this changes into this, Yotsye. But as you can see in the shloka, we have a slightly different form, right? Yotsyami. So Prati, you can clearly identify that this Prati, this is a Upsarga. And again, if you now have gone through all the 22 Upsargas, the prefixes, then very easily you can always identify the prefix from a Dhatu Roop. Okay, so always try to do that. Try to identify the Upsarga, the prefix that is attached in the Dhatu Roop. So here we can clearly see Prati Yotsyami, the main Dhatu Roop is this, Yotsyami. But what we see here is Yotsye. And the difference is Yudh Dhatu, this particular Dhatu actually is a Atmanepadi Dhatu. Okay, and we have talked about this, Parasmayapadi, Atmanepadi. The only difference that we should be concerned about is Parasmayapadi Dhatu, the normal kind of form that goes like Pathati Patataha Pathanti, Pathasi Patataha Pathat, all this Ti Taha Anti, ending in this form. And Atmanepadi Dhatu, those have endings like Sevate, Sevete, Sevante. So te, ete, ante, in that sense. So all the dhatus that follow those kind of forms, sevate, sevete, sevante, those are Atmanepadi dhatu. We have spoken about this in our previous videos. This particular dhatu, Yudh dhatu, is actually an Atmanepadi dhatu. Because if you will check the Lat Lakar form of this particular dhatu, this goes like Yudhyate, Yudhyete, Yudhyante. So you can clearly from the form you can understand, okay, it is a Atmanepadi dhatu. And that is why in this Rit Lakar, the form is Yotsye. Okay, but what happens in Sanskrit is, sometimes when we attach a Upsarga prefix with a dhatu, so due to this prefix, the dhatu takes a different form. Like if it is a Parasmayapadi, it will take a Atmanepadi form. Or if it is an Atmanepadi dhatu, it will rather take a Parasmayapadi form. Okay, so just try to understand this thing, that this prefix just for this temporary movement will cause the dhatu to change its form. But it does not make that dhatu Ubhayapadi dhatu. But what are Ubhayapadi dhatu? We have seen this also before. Few dhatus can take both the forms, right? They can take Parasmayapadi form also, they can take Atmanepadi form also. Like you have this Pach dhatu. So Pach dhatu means to cook. So it can take parasmayapadi form also, pachati, pachataha, pachanti. It can also take atmanepadi form, pachate, pachete, pachante. Because this pach dhatu is a ubhayapadi dhatu. So there are certain dhatus that can take both the forms, but what we are talking about here is the prefix, the upsarga, just for that temporary moment, it changes the dhatu to take another form. The yud dhatu in these three conditions, it should have changed into yotsye, but due to this prefix, it rather takes a parasmayapadi form, changes into yotsyami, and then when you attach it along with the prefix, so this is the dhatu roop that we see in the shloka, pratiyotsyami. Okay, pratiyotsyami. Okay, so this is the entire breakdown of this word pratiyotsyami. Yud dhatu means to fight. So in Ritlakar, in future it will means I will fight, because it is a first person Uttam Purush, right? So I will fight. Okay, and this prati, this upsarg is generally being used here to show that there is some other party also that I will fight against, in that sense, to show that pratikar, no, all this whenever we are using prati. So we are showing that this is like a reaction, a retaliation to something. So in that sense, prati. So yotsyami, I will fight. Prati yotsyami, I will fight against. Just to complete the meaning. So we are starting with this. Arjuna is saying this, and let us now decode further. So the obvious question will be, come whom? That Arjuna is saying, how will I fight against? Against whom? So what we get from the shloka is Bhishmam Dronam cha. This refers to obviously Bhishma Pitama, the grandfather of Pandavas. Both actually, the grandfather of both Pandava and Kaurava. And Drona obviously refers to Guru Dronacharya. Again, the teacher of both Pandava and Kaurava brothers. Okay. So Bhishma Pitamaha and Dronacharya. And since they are the object, both of them are the object of this action, right? That Arjuna is saying that I will fight against them. So since they both are the karma of the kriya, the object of the kriya, so obviously they are being used in second case. So Dutiya Vibhakti Ekvachan. Bhishma changes into Bhishmam, Drona changes into Dronam. Just as Balak will change into Balakam, Ramam. Okay, so that is how we are getting this. Bhishmama Dronama Cha. Cha simply means and. Okay, so how will I fight against Bhishma and Drona? This is the question that Arjuna is starting with. So far so good. So let us decode further now. And now see, I am asking Ki Drishau. And Ki Drishau, what like? Like how are these two individuals described in the shloka by Arjuna? So Arjuna is using a specific word, Puja Arho. This is how Arjuna is describing both of them, Bhishma and Drona. So Puja Arho, this is a Samas combination word. The main word here is Arha. Okay, Arha. And this actual word comes from a dhatu only of the same name, Arha. And Arha dhatu means to be able to, and like to be eligible or to be worthy of. In that sense, this particular dhatu is used. Aham arhami. I am eligible for whatever the action will be, in that sense. So from this particular dhatu only, due to some addition of some suffix, this particular pratipadik comes, Arha. And Arha, this will describe anyone who is same, who is eligible or who is worthy of something. Okay, so Arha means worthy of. And now the question is worthy of what? So worthy of puja. Puja in the sense of that you worship someone because they are like worthy of reverence, right? So that worship, that paying respect to, that reverence, that is the contextual meaning of this word puja here. So think of puja here as reverence. So see, I want to say that worthy of reverence. So actually, if I have to open this samas, I should have written as pujayaha. Why pujayaha? Because if I have to say of puja, so of course I'm going to use the Shashti Vibhakti, sixth word case, right? So puja will change into pujayaha. Pujayaha arhayaha, that one who is worthy of puja, one who is worthy of reverence. So we will combine just these two words, puja arha. The combination word becomes this, pujarha, right? So this is the new pratipadik, pujarha. And this will describe anyone who is worthy of being worshipped, who is worthy of reverence in that sense. Okay? And since this here is now being used as an adjective for both Bhishma and Drona, so it is going to take the same vibhakti as its noun. So this Bhishma and Drona, both of them are written in the Dutiya Vibhakti, second word case, right? So this will also be in second word case. And now try to understand Bhishmam and Dronam. They individually, both of them are Ekvachan, right? But since this adjective is describing both of them, Bhishma and Drona. Since this adjective is describing two people, so it is going to take dual. It is going to take the Dvivachan form. So in Dvitiya Vibhakti Dvivachan form, Pujarha, it changes into Pujarho. In this sense, no, Balaka, Balakam, Balakau, Ramam, Ramau. So in that sense, Pujarha, Pujarho, this here. Okay, so this is how you get this word. So the entire meaning of this line becomes Katham Pratiyotsyami, that how will I fight against whom? Against Bhishma and Drona. Okay, and how Arjuna is describing both of them? That they both are pujarho. They both are worthy of reverence. They both are eligible to be worshipped. They are worthy of being worshipped in that sense. Okay, that is the sense of these words so far. Let us move on. And now in shloka, we just have a couple of extra details that Arjuna is giving. First is kahi. Kahi, like with what? So that detail Arjuna is giving by this word ishubhihi. And ishubhihi simply means with arrows. Okay. Ishubhihi. This word here, the pratipadik is ishu. This is the main pratipadik, ishu. This means same as we know, arrow. So we use another word, right? Bana. So that Bana, that same thing. Okay, and now since Arjuna wants to say, how will I fight against Bhishma and Drona with arrows? Just he's giving this extra detail. So I want to say with arrows. So with or by, in this circumstance, we use the third case. We use the Tritiya Vibhakti, right? By something, with something. So third case, Tritiya Vibhakti and arrows. So of course, plural. Okay, so issue, this pratipadik, and this here is a masculine gender pratipadik. So a pullinga pratipadik in Tritiya Vibhakti Bahuvachan, this issue changes into issue bhihi. Okay, this is what we see in the shloka also. Just as you can compare it with any other word like guru. So guru is also same issue. Issue is an ukarant word, guru is an ukarant word. If I want to say with gurus, so in that sense, guru bhihi. So that same thing is happening here. Issue bhihi. Simply meaning with arrows. Okay, and now let us see one more detail that Arjuna is giving. Kutra, where? And that is Sankhya. Sankhya means in the war. We have seen this word before also, Sankhya. So the pratipadik for this word is Sankhya. Okay, and Sankhya, this simply means war. Okay, you can, again, you can use another word also if you wanted to use Yuddha. So we have this very common word also, Yuddha. So you could have used Yuddhe also. It would have conveyed the same meaning. Yuddhe, in the war. Sankhya also means war. So in the war, I want to say in the war. So of course, Saptami Vibhakti, seventh case, Ekvachan. And this pratipadik is a neuter gender pratipadik. Okay. Actually, both neuter gender and masculine gender pratipadik, in seventh case, Ekvachan, in all these cases, they have exactly the same kind of form. But still, just for the information, this particular word Sankhya, this is a Napunsakaling pratipadik, a neuter gender pratipadik. In seventh case, Ekvachan, Sankhya changes into Sankhya. And this denotes this, in the war. And one more thing, in this particular shloka, Arjuna is calling out, is addressing Shri Krishna with these two names, Madhusudana, and then you have this another word, Arisudana. See, this word, no, Sudana. This word simply means destruction in that sense. Okay. Destruction or the act of killing, the act of destroying something. So Sudana means destruction. And why is Krishna being called as Madhusudana and Arisudana? So Ari in Sanskrit, Ari, this means enemy. Okay, so by saying Arisudana, Arjuna is just addressing Shri Krishna as the one who is a destruction, who is a destroyer of enemies. So one who is a destroyer of enemies, Arisudana. Here, Madhusudana, so one who is a destroyer of an asura called Madhu. So again, these are all linked to some Pauranic stories. So there were two brothers, Madhu and Kaitab. Both of them were asuras and Shri Vishnu, he killed them. So that reference is being taken here. Arjuna is saying, addressing Shri Krishna as Madhusudana, that one who is a destroyer of the asura Madhu. That is why Madhusudana. But anyways, coming back to our Anvay here. So Madhusudana, like, O Krishna, Katham Pratiyotsyami, how will I fight Sankhya in the war, Ishubhi, with arrows, against whom? Bhishmama Dronamacha, against Bhishma, that is my grandfather, and Dronacharya, who is my guru. And then Arjuna further continues that Arisudana, that O Arisudana, O Krishna, Pujarahau. So see, this is how he has described both these people, right? So now he is giving a reason that the reason I am saying that I cannot fight Bhishma and Drona is both of them are Pujarahau. Both of them are indeed worthy of reverence. Okay, you see this, Tau Ubhau Api. So this I have just added just to give the full contextual meaning that Arisudana, Tau Ubhau Api. Tau means them, Ubhau, both of them. Api means just to give that weightage that both of them are indeed. So both of them are indeed pujaraho. Both of them are indeed worthy of reverence. See, the reason he's saying this specific words, Ishubhi, that how can I fight them with my arrows? And then he is using this pujarho, that they are worthy of puja. So see, a kind of contrast he's trying to show here. Like generally when we perform this puja, so we offer all these beautiful gentle things to the feet of deities, right? The flowers, the fruits, the fragrance. So all these gentle things are offered when we are performing this puja. So see the kind of contrast Arjuna is trying to paint here. That both of them, Bhishma and Arjuna, they are pujarho. They are worthy of being worshipped. So we should offer them flowers, we should offer them garlands, we should offer them all the sweet things and gentle things. But rather you are asking me, rather I have to fight them with arrows. So instead of giving all this, instead of offering them gentle flowers, gentle things, I am rather offering them the pointed arrows. So this is maybe that is why he is choosing to elaborate the shloka with this word ishubhihi, that with arrows. How can I fight them with arrows? But anyways, this is again open to interpretation. This is the entire decoding of the shloka. As for the mental state of Arjuna, we already know. We have already seen all these sorts of arguments in the chapter 1. Again, he's just going to reiterate a few of those arguments here also with very clever comparisons and everything. So that is it. That is what we saw here. I hope grammatically every word was clear. In case you have any doubt, refer to that PDF file. All this information is available in that PDF file also for your ready reference. Download that from the link in the description box. I'll meet you in the next shloka with the next video. Until then, stay awesome, stay happy. Vayam punah milamaha. Dhanyavad.